Hey there, Beth from Scrapping Wonders, and I'm up with a my other, I don't know, what do you call this? I'm having a brain fart. My collaboration with Crafty Meggy and Stash Traders, and this week work. Oh my goodness, this is probably horrible because I can't speak this afternoon. I need to eat lunch, is what's going on. But I'm up with Stash Traders, and this week we're working on Flair Buttons, and I'm literally rating my stash for these videos. So I haven't bought new scrapbooking supplies in quite a while. Honestly, I think the last thing I purchased was my December kit from the Secret Not So Secret Kit Club, and I haven't bought anything since then. I have had the Little by Little collection from Chanel in my stash forever, and I have been hoarding it completely. So I pulled that out, and I pulled out the 6x6 paper pad for it as well. And I printed out some photos from the baby's birthday that happened last month. My printer is not printing out my photos well, though. It's really frustrating me. So I wanted to print more, but I decided to stop, and I'm gonna have to send out my photos to a printer. Normally I print from home, but I think my printer is about had it, and until I can grab a new one, I think the best thing for me to do is to just send them out. So that is what I'm going to do. I matted all of the photos from paper from the 6x6 pad because I wanted them to stand out just a tad bit more. And I picked out some Flair that's been in my stash. I've had them for a while now. And then this little love button, I don't know what you call it, but it's from Webster's Pages, and I've had that in my stash forever as well. And as you can see, as normal, I'm pretty decisive, and once I make a decision, I just go for it. I also picked this paper that I had, this is from the Little by Little collection as well, and decided to cut out the word happiness and use that as my title. I really wanted it to go the other way, but that wasn't happening, so I had to adjust my thought process here. And I actually end up really liking the way this layout turned out. And then I also knew that I had some of the embellishments left from this collection, so I grabbed those die cuts, and then I didn't have anything for the top photo, so I grabbed my 1-inch circle punch, and I punched out a circle from the paper that I had already cut up, so that worked well. And I like the fact that I have a circle at the top and a circle at the bottom. I could have gone with a bigger circle, but the 2-inch circle punch was too big, and I don't have anything in between the 1 and the 2-inch, so I went with the 1-inch. And then I also punched out tiny little hearts from the paper as well, and that worked quite well. I know I keep saying this, but I was really happy with the way adding the extra little elements from the paper pieces made the layout come together. And then I'm sitting here and I'm looking for my little rougher upper thing. I have one of those rougher upper things for the paper, and I couldn't find it, so I just grabbed my scissors. I lose that thing more often than I actually have it around when I want it. And the reason why I decided to rough up the edges was just to bring a little more something to the layout, as well as that happiness was so not cut straight. And I was like, well, I don't care if it's cut straight, but it's really bad. So instead of trying to fuss with it, I just roughed up the edges, and that worked for me, and it made me really happy. But then after roughing up the edges, I needed to add what do you call these? Dimensional dots. Yes, I have these. They're from Scrapbook Adhesives. I get them at Hobby Lobby, and they're my favorite because they're the closest one to the Creative Memories brand. And And I like them because they're not too high, but they're not too low. I don't know. Does that make sense? So that worked out really well for me. I have no more foam tape, and I really need to buy some of that. I think at some point I'm going to break down and buy that giant roll of foam tape from Amazon. And I also used the Fun Foam, but that wasn't going to cut it for this because I wanted it to be a little higher. Fun Foam is nice, but sometimes it doesn't give me the dimension I need. Sometimes I needed a tad bit higher. So that's why I went with these, and they worked out really well. Now, the only other thing I'm going to add to this layout is some journaling, which you're going to see in a minute here. I really struggle with because apparently my white gel pens have completely dried up. So I think a trip to Michael's is in order for me to get a new white gel pen, because I use my white gel pens all the time. And I also think that this time I'm going to try one of the jelly rolls. I always use the Uniball ones, but I'm going to try one of the jelly rolls, I think. So I think I'm going to grab both. And that's it. This is my layout. You see it? That's how simple I am. So I say it in all of my videos. I'm a simple scrapper. It works for me, and it makes me happy, and my stories are told. But I do always journal on my layouts. So even though I'm a simple scrapper, I am a storyteller, and I always journal. And I really hope that you are enjoying my collaboration with Crafty Meggy for Stash Traders. I'm having a ton of fun. And what I love about the collaboration is that it forces me to make time to scrapbook, which is something that I need in my life these days. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video inspired you to go and raid your stash. Bye.